Hello students, Om Tejasvina Vaditamastu. Welcome to Sangli Shikshan Sanstha Sangli YouTube channel. Today we are going to study Standard 5th subject EVS 1 chapter number 2 Motions of the Earth. Last year in Standard 4 we have studied EVS 1 subject. Before moving further, I am giving introduction of the lesson. What is the motions of the earth? The earth is constantly in motion, revolving around the sun and rotating its axis. These motions account for many of the phenomena, means a fact or situation that is observed to exist or happen. We see as normal occurrences, that is night and day, changing of the seasons in different regions. Rotation and revolution are the two chief motions of the earth. The force of the gravity keeps everything attached to the earth. This keeps all objects at rest with reference to the motions of the earth. While the earth is spinning on its axis, it is revolving around the sun in a clockwise direction. It takes the earth one full year to complete the full revolution around the sun. This path is known as the Earth's orbit. Orbit means the curved path of a celestial object or spacecraft round a star, planet or moon, especially a periodic elliptical revolution. Now let's move to the lesson. Try this experiment now. Take a top, spin it and observe its movements. The top spins around an imaginary line. The turning of this top is called rotation. Rotation is performed around an axis. An axis means is a line that something spins around. The first point is the earth rotation. Earth spins on its axis and it takes one day to do so. In one day, earth makes one rotation on its axis. Earth also travels on elliptical or orbit around the sun and takes year to make a complete trip. Second point is Earth's axis. It is inclined, means not straight, that is slant. Try this experiment showing rotation of the earth. If a plumb line is held close to the globe, the plumb line and earth's axis make an angle with each other. Third point is the north and south pole. The earth does not rotate vertically but on an axis of 24 degrees. The north pole is at the northernmost point of the earth, while the south pole is at the southernmost point of the earth. That means the one end of the axis of the earth is called north, that is N, while the opposite point is called south pole, that is S. The line joining north and south pole, that is NS pole, is called an axis of the earth. The area around the north and south poles is very cold, but around the equator is very warm. The next point is, that is equator. A line notionally drawn on the earth equidistant from the poles, dividing the earth into northern and southern hemisphere and constituting the parallel of latitude 0 degree or the imaginary circle present exactly between the north and south poles on the surface of the earth is called an equator. Equator, great circle around the earth, that is everywhere equidistant from the geographic poles and lies in a plane perpendicular to the earth's axis. World map with the equator marked by a red line. Equator divides earth into the northern and southern hemisphere. Now we discuss the fifth point, that is hemisphere. The word hemisphere is used to refer to halves of earth, that means a half of a sphere. Sphere means circle. A half of the earth usually divided into northern and southern halves by the equator, or into western and eastern halves by an imaginary line passing through the poles. The hemisphere present to the north of the equator is called the northern hemisphere, while the one that is present to the south of the equator is called the southern hemisphere. Try this experiment. Draw a big circle on a paper. Place on the table. Keep a lighted candle at the center of this circle. Place a globe on any point of this circle. Let the room be dark. The light falls on that side of the part which is away from the candle is in darkness. The next point is sixth one. Rotation of the earth. The movement of the earth around its axis is called rotation. Earth's rotation or Earth's spin is the rotation of planet. Earth around its axis as well as changes in the orientation of the rotation axis in space. Earth rotates once in about 24 hours with respect to the sun. The part of the earth that faces the sun has daytime, while the other part which is not facing the sun has nighttime. The earth rotates from west to east. During its rotation, the different parts of the earth come into the light of the sun, one after the other, and also turn away in the same manner. The experiment related to rotation of the earth. Let's try this experiment. Place a red color bindi on the globe. Set up the experiment in the same manner as the previous one. Using the light of the candle, perform the rotation of the globe. We can understand sunrise, noon and sunset by this experiment. Sunrise, noon and sunset are caused due to the rotation of the earth. Sunrise is the event in which the top side of the sun appears above the horizon in the west. The sun of revolution around the earth to the west after exiting the horizon due to rotation of the earth to the east. A revolution clockwise when reviewed from above the North Pole. During the rotation of the earth, the time period from one sunrise to the next sunrise is called one day. Next point is day and hour. A day is approximately the period during which the earth completes one rotation around its axis, which takes about 24 hours. A solar day is the length of time which elapses between the sun reaching its highest point in the sky two consecutive times. Day can be defined as each of the 24-hour periods reckoned from one midnight to the next, into which a week, month, or a year is divided, and corresponding to a rotation of the earth on its axis. The period of time that the earth takes to complete one rotation is called a day. Each day is divided into 24 equal parts for the purpose of measuring time. This one part is called an hour. Now try this experiment. Slowly move the globe along the circle drawn in the previous experiments. Keep rotating the earth globe and take care that you do not change the direction of the axis. The globe comes back to its original position on the circle. Next point is revolution. The movement of earth around the sun is a fixed path or orbit is known as revolution. The earth keeps on rotating around itself as well as revolving around the sun. Revolution refers the object's orbital motion around another object. For example, earth rotates on its own axis, producing 24-hour day. Earth revolves about the sun, producing the 365 days year. Next one is year. The time period which the earth takes to complete an revolution around the sun is called a year. 365 days and 6 hours make 1 year. Next point is a leap year. What is a leap year? In the Gregorian calendar, 365 days make 1 year. But actually, the earth takes 365 days and 6 hours to complete one revolution. Therefore, 6 hours are counted less in a year. This makes 24 hours or 1 day less in every 4 years. To make up for this loss, the month of February has 1 extra day every 4th year. This year is called a leap year. If a year is divided by 100 is a leap year. In which there are 29 days in the month of February or 366 days in that year. Leap years are years where an extra day is added to the end of the shortest month. February is commonly referred to as leap day. Leap years have 360 days instead of the usual 365 days and occur almost every 4 years, changing one span of the day and night. Due to revolution of the earth and also due to inclined axis of the earth, there is change in the time span of daytime and nighttime. In the northern hemisphere, between 22nd March and 23rd September, the days are long and nights are short. During this time, there is summer in the northern hemisphere. During this time, the night are longer and days are shorter. In the southern hemisphere, there is winter in the southern hemisphere. In the northern hemisphere, between 23rd September to 21st March, the days are short and nights are long. In this time, there is winter in northern hemisphere. During this same period, there is summer in the southern hemisphere with longer days and shorter nights. The next point is main seasons and sub-seasons. The main seasons in India are summer, rainy and winter. And the sub-seasons in India are Vasanta, Grishma, Varsha, Sharad, Hemant and Shishir. In India, the cycle of these 6 seasons is called Ritu Chakra. Next one, the full moon day. The day on which we see a complete and round moon is called the full moon day. The entire side of the moon that faces the earth is seen on the full moon day, since moon receives light from the sun. The moon appears to be round and bright on a full moon day. Next point is the new moon day. The day on which the sunlight that falls on the moon cannot be seen from the earth. We cannot see the illuminated moon from the earth. In this day, we cannot see the moon in the sky. This day is called the new moon day. From the new moon day to the full moon day, the part of the bigger and bigger. Point is the new moon day. The day on which we cannot see the moon from the earth is called the new moon day. On this day, we cannot see the moon in the sky. This day is called the new moon day. Next one, the full moon day. The day on which we see a complete and round moon is called the full moon day. The entire side of the moon that faces the earth is seen on the full moon day, since moon receives light from the sun. The moon appears to be round and bright on a full moon day. Next point is the new moon day. The day on which the sunlight that falls on the moon cannot be seen from the earth. We cannot see the illuminated moon from the earth. On this day, we cannot see the moon in the sky. This day is called the new moon day. From the new moon day to the full moon day, the part of the illuminated moon appears to become bigger and bigger. From full moon day to the new moon day, the moon seems to become smaller and smaller. Now we discuss the next point, Shukla Paksha or waxing moon. The period from the new moon day to the full moon day is called the fortnight, that is 15 days. We called as fortnight of the waxing moon or Shukla Paksha. Now next one is Krishna Paksha or waning moon. The period from the full moon day to the new moon day is called fortnight of waning moon or Krishna Paksha. Now next one is lunar month. The period from one new moon day to the next new moon day is called a lunar month, which is about 28 to 30 days. Now last point is Tithi. Every day in the lunar month is called a Tithi. So students, today we have studied motions of the earth, that is lesson number 3. Everyone go through the points once again. Thank you. सांगली शिक्षण संस्था सांगली नावाने सुरू असलेल्या यूट्यूब चॅनलला सबस्क्राईब करा व शेजारी असणाऱ्या बेल आयकॉनवर क्लिक करा, म्हणजे पुढील व्हिडिओज नोटिफिकेशन्स आपणास येत राहतील. थँक्यू.